Attorney General Ken Paxton, Republican from the state of Texas, is refusing requests from multiple different media outlets to turn over his work-related communications from his cell phones, laptops, whatever it is, all regarding the January 6th insurrection on the Capitol. You see, Ken Paxton, even though he was the Attorney General of Texas, was in Washington, D.C. He was invited there, and one of the things that we don't know about his little trip to D.C. for the insurrection is who actually paid for it. So that's a question that those in the media would like answers to. And even though Texas does have open records laws on the books, saying like, hey, if we need your communications, we can get our hands on them, there is a slight caveat. That's only regarding work devices. The documents, or communications, I should say, that these media outlets are trying to get are on Ken Paxton's personal devices, his personal phone, his personal laptop. But they are work-related. So now these media outlets are having to try to fight to argue that even though it's his personal devices, because it's work-related, it should still fall under the open records request laws. That's going to be an uphill battle with those Republicans controlling everything in the state of Texas. But there's a lot of questions that obviously need to be answered here. First and foremost, why is Paxton hiding anything? If he's hiding something, usually, especially in politics, that means there is something worth hiding. You don't hide stuff just for the hell of it because you say, I'm not going to give it to you. That's not a thing that happens. You hide stuff because there's damaging material in there, not even necessarily criminal activity. You know, as it stands right now, in this particular instance, nobody's accusing Paxton of breaking the law. Those are his other scandals where he's being accused of breaking the law, the bribery and securing positions and whatnot for donors. That's where they think he broke the law. With this one, they're just saying, hey, who paid for your trip? What were you doing there? Who'd you meet with? What's going on? This is more of like an ethical thing to get to the root of it, because as we know, Ken Paxton tried to file lawsuits to overturn the election results. He was suing other states who'd certified their results saying you can't do that. He got smacked down every time. And then he shows up at the Stop the Steal rally on January 6th in the Capitol. Nah, we need answers, Ken. So what are you hiding? Eventually, it all comes out in the wash. You know, that's one of the great things about politics. Sometimes it takes a little longer than we'd like. Sometimes we have to sit around and wait for years before we get any answers. Sometimes we may have even stopped caring about it by the time the answers come. But in the end, it all comes out. And these days, things tend to come out a lot faster than they did back in the old days. Eventually, we'll know what Ken Paxton is hiding. We'll know all the secrets that Ken Paxton has wanted to keep from the public. But until then, these media outlets are going to continue pressing and possibly forcing him through court orders to hand it over sooner than he'd like.